Guys, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite store on the NGX. And I mean my favorite store on the NGX. Now, a lot of people might know this, people that follow my newsletter might know that he'll be store, or you might be able to guess. But in the actual fact, my favorite stop on the NGX is Zenith Bank. I love Zenith Bank so much. If you give me 5 trillion naira today to invest, without blinking, without thinking about it, I will put all that money in Zenith Bank. Now, hear me out. Here is how I look at a business. Now, I learned this from reading Warren Buffett's book. His book talks a lot about buying shares. Now, when it comes to buying shares, you have to look at the company in the entirety. That's the way I look at it. How much is this company worth? If I were to buy all this, because the valuation of your company, when the company goes public, what happens is that the company has listed all the shares in the market for the public to buy. So what happens then is that, how much is Zenith Bank bought? Zenith Bank on the stock market is worth 2.6 trillion naira. And I mean 2.6 trillion naira. So if I have 5 trillion, I don't have to spend everything. I will buy the entirety of Zenith Bank for 2.6 trillion naira. As long as the shareholders are willing to sell to me. Because that's the price that is listed, that the market, because when it go public, you are buying at the price that the market lists for. That is essentially what happens. Now, let me break it down why I will go for Zenith Bank. Now, if you say that I'm giving this 5 trillion, what I will look for is a company that does hands down in profit after tax in excess of 35%. Now, hear me right. I mean profit after tax. I'm not saying revenue. There's a difference between revenue and profit after tax. Revenue is what a company makes as cash. What they make as cash, but not revenue, because not profit after tax. Because revenue, you have to pay tax, you have to pay salaries, you have to pay costs, you have to pay running expenses. Even you have your capex and your service, you have so much. You have liabilities that you have to pay. You have insurance. So those ones are expenses. Me, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about what enters my pockets after I've paid everybody and I've paid the tax man. And that is that 5% I'm talking about also. That is what Warren Buffett too. And that's the same thing that I would do. So essentially, now let me break down the numbers for you. You wouldn't believe that in 2024, Zenith made about 3.9 trillion naira revenue. 3.9 trillion naira revenue. Now, in profit after tax, that's the money that enters your pocket. That's the money that you can use to do oblate and nothing happens. That's the money that you can reinvest back in the business. Because profit after tax is what you reinvest back in the business. They did 1.1 trillion naira. Now, if I spend 2.6 trillion on this bank, that means that profit after tax, I make back 1.1 trillion naira in cash that can do anything with. Can you imagine? Zenith Bank is so big, like they don't have to spend any more money to get bigger. They have the largest number of banking branches in Nigeria. They are the biggest. They are the most profitable bank in Nigeria. Most profitable bank in Nigeria. In 2025, when they were doing capital recapitalization, Zenith Bank raised 800 billion naira. That's the highest. Even the first bank that was saying that they should be to 1 trillion, they only made 500 billion naira. So we're talking about a bank that did much more than what was required of them. Now with this recapitalization, the bank is now very formidable. Now let's talk about 2025 numbers. Because the full year number for 2025 is not out yet. You know, it takes time because auditors and all other parties will have to go through the numbers to authenticate and the numbers are actually genuine. So, in 2025, 9 months, which has been audited, what do we have? Zenith Bank did about 3.3 trillion naira in revenue. In profit after tax, they did about 760 billion naira. Now, Q4, October, November, December are about the most profitable quarter for any bank. people are spending more money. People are doing more shopping. People are going to places. Cash is flowing. This is the time where everybody is doing oblate. The diaspora IJGB are bringing cash into the economy. So banks make all they've not made from January to September. They make it in December, November, December. Look at what happened in December. A lot of Airbnb were fully booked. A lot of short lists were fully booked. And that's what happened in November. And this cash you are spending in Nigeria is in Naira. You have to spend this cash through the banks. Look at all the charges. In fact, the charges that I got on my Zenith Bank account was so much. In December, bank charges, I had to transfer my money into Kuda Bank because, I was getting so much charges. So imagine those who were just spending every day. Imagine what they will be getting. Now of charges they will be getting. Now this is not about me. This is about Zenith Bank. Now talking about Zenith Bank. So I am expecting that Zenith Bank is going to do something around 400 to 500 million, several billion rather, in Q4. Now the numbers will be out and then we'll see the numbers. Now let's not forget where we started from. We are looking for a bank that can do about 35% on revenue. This is why I will buy Zenith Bank. Now let's talk about dividends. Last year, Zenith Bank paid a total of 525 naira to shareholders. And what do I mean? For every shareholder, we got 4 naira in shares, and then we got in normal dividends rather, and then we got 1.25 naira. This is 1.25 kobo in interim dividends that was paid, I think, December thereabouts. This is, well, you may not think about it as much, but if you own just say 1 million shares of Zenith Bank, that's 4 million, and your money is growing. Now let me give you a very interesting figure. From 2024 to 2025, Zenith Bank grew by how much? Over 40%. And this bank has been growing consistently. This is the bank that for the past 5 years has consistently increased dividends. A company cannot increase dividends if they are not growing. You cannot increase it because if money that will have used to pay dividends, you will have used to service a lot of bills. Look at Nigerian breweries. I also have shares in Nigerian breweries. Nigerian breweries has not paid dividends for some time. Even MTN, they resumed paying dividends last year. They did not pay dividends at some time. One of the ways you know that a company is LD is if they are paying dividends and they are increasing dividends every year. If not, let's just be true to ourselves. They are not LD because you only pay dividends out of profit that you made. If you are not making profit, what are you paying dividends from? So, if you give me that money, I will not buy any other store. I will buy Zenith Bank. Because Zenith Bank is highly profitable. And if any bank is formidable. Now, let me give you a very interesting figure too. There's something they call book value per share. Book value per share is asset minus liability. Whatever that gives you, slash your shares, your valuation. So what this means is that per share, how much is your share price? The book value, they will not divide it by your share price. Zenith Bank's book value is over 100 naira. It's about around 100 plus. I think 118 naira. The share price is selling for 72 naira. 72 naira. That means that Zenith Bank is worth more in book value. Book value is asset minus liabilities. So when you read what is left, which is real money that the company is worth, is even higher than the share price. My dear friend, I actually firmly and vehemently believe that in the next 10 years, Zenith Bank will still be here, making more money and be more profitable than ever. And that is why Zenith Bank is, I can put money in Zenith Bank and go to CA. Because I know other bank is profitable. I know that they are making money. Look at it. The biggest bank in Nigeria, they are in fintechs. Their valuation is doing well. Everything is working well. And one of the things that gives you confidence is when the CEO, the MD, keeps buying the company shares. It gives you confidence that you know that, okay, I'm in the right place. Nobody uses their personal money to buy what is not working. And dear friends, that is why, to me, Zenith Bank is my favorite. Till tomorrow, there's nothing you can tell me. You can't tell me otherwise. I have analyzed several shares, and in subsequent videos, I'll be talking about other shares. I will break down Nigerian breweries. I will break down Transform. I will break down MTN because I have spent time researching these companies. I have shares in these companies. I invest in these companies. Well, what I would advise you, I would not advise to buy several shares. In fact, Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's long-time partner, who is now it, said something very, very profound. He said, to be a very successful investor, you don't need to buy too many shares. You only need 2 or 3 shares that can grow that can actually grow and make you rich. And that is very, very true. Many people shred themselves thin buying 5, 10 shares. And at the end of the day, how much do you have in these shares? You have 200,000 here, you have 100,000 here, you have 2,000 here, you have 200,000 other place, 50,000 other place. Why not just trade this money in a store that is highly profitable? Concentrate it, focus on the company. I know everybody talks about diversification, but at the same time, you just want to be focused on one. No one that can give you peace of mind. Most of you guys that listen to me are not full-time investors. You guys are full-time jobs. So you can't really spend the same time that I am spending researching this company, researching and that's how to make mistakes. You see them be stuck with shares. People via company that they've been stuck with Oando for more than 10 years because Oando has been very disappointing. So my guys, here is Zenith Bank, and that's how and why Zenith Bank is my favorite stock on the NGX. Thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you very much. See you guys. And don't forget to please do me one favor, subscribe, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. It took a lot of work to make this video, to do the research I went into it. I really begin just hit that subscribe button, hit share, hit like. I thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.